Hello everyone. Well, here we are. It is May 30th, 2023. It is 7:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And here we are. We're about to read a statement by our good old friend Naz Ali Taha about the state of the LCS update of the 2023 season. And then we'll get to our Reddit comments to see what people might think. And then my opinions about it as well. And maybe there'll be a follow-up video coming up tomorrow. I don't know. So, let's just see. First off, there's been a lot of discussion over the past few days about the North American Challenger League, NACL, and the LCS player walkout. I know many of you have questions about where Riot stands, so I'd like to share some thoughts as well as a scheduling decision we've made with the goal of getting to a positive outcome. Oh, great. Have you not learned the last several years? I don't think they wanted a positive outcome. But anyways, let's continue. First and foremost, we support players. We also support teams, and we believe more than ever in LCS. Are you kidding me? This statement. We also supported the teams, and we believed in ever in the LCS. This statement. Fine. All right, let me just read. The LCS has always been a flagship league for LoL esports, and we care deeply about it. We know that everyone in the ecosystem, from the players to the teams to Riot to everyone behind the scenes, making each week possible, and so many others all share the same goals for the LCS. We need an LCS that is thrilling to watch and showcases the highest levels of League of Legends play. We need a league that represents the pinnacle of North American competition, one that serves as an aspirational goal for competitive players who want to build a career playing League of Legends with a clear path to the LCS. We need an esports league that will one day bring the Summoners Cup home to North America. Jesus Christ, what is this? One day bring a home a Summoners Cup to North America? Okay, Naz, I understand the sentiment, but the way it's looking right now, I don't think so. Okay, and we need a sustainable, economical, viable, predictable league. Yep, emphasis on predictable. Really predictable, with C9 running the tone, that supports a thriving ecosystem around it for the players, teams, analysts, coaches, supporting staff, casters, broadcast crew, and more. Okay, there's been a lot of talk about the current state of esports, including esports' long-term future. Over the last few months, we've been more focused than ever on meeting the team's needs for economic sustainability. Alright? But we also know that sustainability can come at the expense of having a robust, thriving development pipeline to bring fresh, homegrown new blood into the league. We're excited about what we see in the amateur and collegiate scenes, and know we need to do more to nurture those communities and bridge the gap between them and the professional scene. Alright then? Second part. We also believe in the Tier 2 development system. Yeah, and then all of a sudden you just kill them. But then again, of course, the financial reasons is probably the reason. But yeah. We also know that our past efforts with the LCS Academy haven't produced consistent results in terms of promotion to LCS. Great. We believe that Tier 2 can be a viable, exciting league in its own right, and that the next great world-class players will start their journey here. Riot has successfully architected a Tier 2 ecosystem in other major regions, Europe, China, and Korea, and we want to do the same for North America. It will take some shifts and trade-offs to get there. So, to help the North American scene through its transition, we've decided to give our NACL partner Rally Cry an additional $300,000 in order to jumpstart the 2023 NACL season next week. You're kidding me, Nas. You're kidding me. They're giving you like $3 million to do this situation, and then you decided $300,000. My God, $300,000. Alright, so this funding is in addition to the revenue share to the NLCL teams we announced last week. Alright, transitioning from the ineffective academy system to the new NACL model will be helping by this funding, and we will also be working with the LCS and NACL teams along with the LCSPA to increase upward mobility opportunities for players to the LCS, which is the ultimate goal of a Tier 2 development league. Now, this is where it gets pretty spicy. To make sure we live up to the quality we promised to the fan, we are delaying the LCS for 2 weeks. 2 weeks! Well, that's promising. All that said, a top priority for us always is the fans. While last week we immediately put in place contingency plans to begin the LCS season on Thursday, we ultimately decided that it would not hold true to our values, that Riot Esports offers our players and fans a showcase for the best competitive League of Legends. Nothing but putting the best players in North America on the stage at Riot Games Arena is acceptable. So we inform LCSPA the leadership today that we will delay the LCS season for the next 2 weeks. Hopefully this 2-week window will give us time to productive dialogue between the LCSPA teams and the league and then resume LCS competition this summer. Well, it better be. The LCS will not be penalizing the teams for not filling their rosters during this 2-week period to allow everyone space to focus on constructive dialogue. We are doing our best to ensure LCS employees, contractors, and others supporting the LCS are not negatively impacted by the delay. 2 weeks. I prefer 2 months. Delaying beyond the 2-week window would make it nearly impossible to run a legitimate competition. And in that case, we would be prepared to cancel the entire LCS summer season. Carrying this forward, if the LCS summer season is canceled, this will also eliminate LCS teams qualifying for 2023 Worlds. I want to be clear. This is not an outcome we want, but it's unfortunate the reality of ensuring we run a fair, competitive global system. Okay, so let's just see now. You can give us 2 weeks to make sure we can have all the dialogue and everything like that coming around the table. Cool. That's what, the LCPAs wanted. A 2-week dialogue thing to get all this sorted out and then come back here strong. Good. Okay, that's something. And if those 2 weeks are not working, we decide kill the LCS, throw out the summer, and then no players for you. Which is sad for many people. But at the same time, what do you expect? Okay, let's see. The LCSPA has made several requests. Here's how we've addressed them. Alright. I also want to express the 5 demands of the LCSPA with the response that we also expect. Okay, first off, the institute of Valorant-style promotion relegation between LCS and NACL. Alright. Expanding the league in order to implement a Valorant-style visitor slot system would run counter to our existing partnership model with the 10 LCS teams who paid less than $10 million per slot to compete in the league. And I think they already mentioned it in the podcast with Side Select, with Rush and Foxdrop and Thorin. There's a link in the description. I will have to talk about it, and they will talk about it. I will send it, but it doesn't make sense to do a promotion relegation thing, especially with the slots and how much it costs and all those kind of things. It would dilute the LCS team's liquidity and put considerable downward pressure on the amount of revenue, our league revenue pool, that we share with the teams. More teams in the pool will dilute the revenues that we share 50% of our teams under the partnership model. Given the challenging macroeconomic climate, expanding the league is not a good idea at this time. Alright, fine. 2. Riot guarantees LCS minimum contracts for the following year for 5 teams who win the NACL Summer Finals. Guaranteed LCS contracts for winners are the necessary component of a healthy development league. LCS teams are in the best position to decide who should get a shot. We will continue to discuss initiatives to connect LCS and NACL players like we have in place with Scouting Grounds. Players should rise the LCS brand on merit, potential, and team fit rather than an artificial enforced mechanism, and our focus will be on finding ways to increase the feasibility and mobility of that movement rather than enforcing it. Alright, so I guess that's that, Institute a 3-5 continuity rule to provide players on release NACL rosters first priority in maintaining their slots in the upcoming NACL season, and majority continue to compete together. Teams provide greater continuity and great structure, and therefore we will continue with our policy of slot ownership resided with organization rather than the players. Alright. Riot committed to a revenue pool for player salaries of $300,000 per NACL team per year. What did she say? Well, this ask is for multiple millions in subsidiary for the NACL. That simply isn't sustainable, and to be brutally honest, it shouldn't be necessary. We have other Tier 2 leagues around the world which thrive on their own, and we believe the NACL can get to that place too. What we'll do is help the North American scene through this transition. So as I mentioned above, we will be invested in a bridge period by providing a special one-time payment of $300,000 to the NACL's tournament operator Roddy Cry to support NACL teams during the transition to the new structure. Right. I guess. And allow LCS orgs to partner with affiliates for cost sharing. We've seen examples of partnership between pro teams and tier 2 teams across the globe, result in greater upward mobility of pros and more sustainable tier 2 ecosystems. That is why we are ready, and we'll continue to allow affiliated relationships to exist between teams in the LCS and NACL, for example, Golden Guardians and Arena Effective. Moving forward together, we remain hopeful that the time window now ahead of us will allow us to put in place a condensed yet competitive LCS summer season with the league's best players and the teams. Thanks for taking time to read this, and look for more information from me and or other Riot leaders in the days and the weeks ahead. Okay, Riot. Okay, Reddit. Let's see. Let her rip. Okay, so alright. First top comment. Let's go. The sicko in me wants to see the LCS summer canceled to watch the shit show unfold. Alright. John Dinier said, honestly, this drama is more exciting than at the least the 9 weeks of regular season and possibly even some playoff series, which goes to show that what the problem may be with the viewership decline. We need more on the line all the time for games to be exciting, much like old school esports events over a weekend would provide. This walkout stuff isn't what I meant by wanting more on the line, but it's scratching the same kind of itch, I guess. Hard to agree. I want to see Riot eat dirt. Damn. All right. It wouldn't just be Riot eating dirt. The consequences for the players and orgs is much higher than the consequences are for Riot. Riot still has other regions they can run. Worlds will still happen. Viewership towards LEC will increase. They really want to stick it to the big man of Riot. Little do they know, cutting off the LCS would probably be a net positive for Riot at this point. God, this sub is effing stupid. Riot is not going to eat dirt over this. Not even a little bit. The LCS might, but Riot will likely lose very little from the LCS being downgraded to a minor league and killed entirely. The player base in NA has been doing well all the while viewership has dropped. That should tell you need to know about how this will affect in-game sales, which is where the money comes from. Okay, let's see. Next comment. TLDR LCS delayed. Okay, alright. Alright, this is from a vote. There is also, would be prior to cancel, yes, alright. That's from, wow, that is our 3 words, jeez. They include a thread LMAO. Riot really just casually told the players to fuck themselves on every point. Riot believes they hold all the cards. Riot probably looked at the numbers and concluded that it is perfectly fine for their bottom line to cancel the season. Or they are willing to tank whatever losses they might incur to send their message. The fundamental issues for the players is that the LCS as a product does not make a profit, so they do not have to allow the leverage against the Riot. The best part, Riot commits to a revenue pool for player salary of $300,000 per NACL per team. And I absolutely love the fact that they are telling them to pound sand. Imagine having the audacity to ask for a handout after years of mismanagement. Maybe LCS should pull themselves up by the bootstraps instead of asking for handouts. Oh boy. Ew boy. This next one, as much as I hate signing with the big guys, orgs deserve the majority of the blame for where the LCS is. I'm sure running the academy scene would put in a hit on Riot's wallet, and the orgs could even deliver on the most basic expectations. We're all the NA talent that we were promised with from franchising. Now that orgs have that safety net, they should have been no problem to test out a few rookies without having the fear of being relegated. Still, don't agree with the abrupt way they went about it all, but at the same time, it's a business. Where are all the NA talent that we were promised from franchising? There's been 16 non-Oceanic NA rookies that have started in 2021. Look at that. The best part is Riot said lol, hell no to any demands made of them, and then lay down an ultimatum that said if the players and teams can figure shit out, then nobody gets to play in the sandbox. Gotta love Riot claiming that architect something like LFL, then in the same statement the only thing they are doing for NA is writing a one-time check. But in the current situation, I'm also glad they are basically saying, well, owners, you asked for this. Well, so Riot playing hardball, and we'll find out. Okay, so this is kind of like a situation of, well, let's just, okay, Riot, alright, you wanted this, here you go, here's $300,000. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to make a difference at all. Look at all the comments. Do people even care about this situation? Absolutely not. And if the LCS were to die by the next 2 weeks, then who cares? The players don't care. The fans don't care. This is going to be the first League of Legends league to have no world spot by their own incompetence. And not just Riot's incompetence, by the organization's incompetence. I hope they sleep better tonight, Riot, because you are making the bed that you're sleeping in. So yeah, that's just a statement I made. I'll be uploading this, and hopefully I will probably be in more detail tomorrow. So anyways, have a good Tuesday night. Peace. Oh, actually, there's one more comment I wanted to make. There's one more Reddit comment I meant to. Okay. Delaying beyond the 2 week. Okay, yeah. So, I'm not going to read that. Yo, do we get to disqualify whoever wins World 2023 because NA wasn't there? Oh, I love Reddit.